7 generations to come. Hold my talking stick today. Today I'm home. Susie, it is so wonderful to see you. I miss Jim. I started here 48 years ago. I want everybody to give a big shout out. How many of you here remember Rebecca when she was pastor here at Unity? Okay, I see a couple of hands back there. I was a member here in 1978, 79. I met Susie at a restaurant, I believe it was, in Aiken. And from there, I was at Unity. And I remember the good old days when we had Brother Jim with us, and the Andrews, and Eddie Breger, who funded this church, literally. And then Jack Wong, who used to go around picking up all of the elderly and picking them and bringing them here to the church. And back there in the back, Daniel Brinkley, been hit by lightning twice, dead a few times. Let's see, he was here before he got famous and sold 30 million books. And my brother from out the Midwest flew in. Thank you, brother. Glad to see you here. And I want to give a big shout out to Rebecca. She wrote Breakthrough, the #1 selling book for Unity. She also wrote Rainbow Connections. And if you follow me on Facebook, you will see quotes, passing thoughts, and thank you, big sis. So since she was pastor here, we have never stopped communications. She's almost blind now, but she is listening to you. So can I have everybody say, hi, Rebecca?
Hi, Rebecca.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today, in the Native American world, no one is above, no one is below. We're all one. We're together as in a circle. I've sent up burnt offering to tobacco and sage. Sage is cleansing. A lot of people don't know that sage that you put in your cornbread, in your dressing, one leaf of that in your house kills 90-something% of airborne bacteria. So if you got someone in your house that's sick, it's a good way to cleanse your house. The circle, we're all one. Together today, we all share. And with that being said, first of all, if anybody hasn't told you today that you're loved, I want to share with you, you are loved. And with that being said, we go to Creator. And as we draw this circle together, we become one. One spirit, one love. One under the Creator. And with that, I call on Brother Eagle from the east, who flies so high and sees that we may be able to see this lesson today, that we may take away and not be trapped by the pitfalls of the earth. And to Brother Wolf from the south, who walks through the earth doing no harm, but with strength. And to the west, the bear who holds family together, who walks with courage and with strength. And to those things that are sacred, we give thanks to the buffalo, that which is spiritual. Each of them bring their own knowledge, bring their own love, and their own insight. They're part of the balance that Creator put here upon this earth. So I'm going to start off saying, leading into the prophecy, Ghost Wolf, Dr. Ghost Wolf, he had a ministerial degree. He was an archaeologist, traveled the world, did awesome research. And he wrote about the coming of the Rainbow Warriors. And he wrote about it in Last Cry and Through the Eyes of the Shaman. And the grandmothers out at the Hopi land, they believe that he was writing about this poor southern boy right here. I am of very mixed blood. I'm not quite as white as I look. I come from a grandfather who was a full-blooded German Jew that married a full-blooded, red-headed Irish Catholic and converted to Christianity. My mother's side was Native American and English. And from there, my path changed. I married a Native American. And being raised as a Baptist minister's son, there was a straight and narrow way. And if you wasn't on that straight and narrow way, you were in trouble. Problem was, I was worried about all those people in Africa and the Amazon and all that never heard that name Jesus, and that they were condemned. And I'm thinking, My God's a loving and just creator. And they're condemned because they never, ever, ever heard a name? I think we're judged by our heart. We have a language that we speak out of our mouth. But Creator has another language that comes from here. We're all frequency. We're electrical beings. Mr. Brinkley back there knows about it too well. They killed him twice. I've been hit by lightning twice, but I guess I wasn't quite as bad as him because they didn't kill me. I walked around like a zombie for a week or two. But it was a lesson. So in the Hopi prophecy, we're in a time of change, and there's multi-prophecies, but I want to start off with the Hopi first. And leading into that, I believe the one that's called Jesus, and that name didn't exist to the 1450s. If any of you are historians, that was when the Gutenberg Bible came out, I think between 1452, 1455. And that was the first time that the name Jesus was ever used, because there wasn't a J in the Aramaic alphabet. Yahweh and a number of other names there was, but not that. I believe he walked among us. There's some 18, 20 years that was left out of the scriptures in the King James Bible. And with that being left out, let's look at history. Joseph was not poor. He was the lead carpenter for the king. His mother came from royalty too. He was only born in a manger because there wasn't any hotels available. It was packed because they was doing census. And he was a stonemason. He was a world traveler. He learned and taught in many schools. The United States government in 1929 banned some caves, a number of caves. Mr. Brinkley, along with some other Hopis, has had the pleasure of being able to travel those 8 miles off the road to visit those caves that are off limits to all public, even to drones. And this all happened in 1929 after the Smithsonian was doing an expedition, and they found all these drawings and all these tablets in the caves. Now, the church has a really, really bad reputation in the Native American world. Genocide in the Catholic Church, and what happened to the youth? Thousands and thousands and thousands died because they didn't assimilate. They didn't take that number. They didn't take that colonialistic name. However, there are many others that do embrace Yahweh. I personally believe he walked among us. In the caves, there are tablets, there are drawings that our government does not want you to know about because it would totally destroy the history narrative that they have put and shoved down our throats. So in the Hopis, they accepted one who came here teaching a way of life, not screaming a religion. So the Hopi prophecy is, when the earth is dying, there shall rise a new tribe of all colors and all creeds. And this tribe shall be called the Warriors of the Rainbow. And it puts its faith in action and not words. Doers. The Sioux prophecy, the Cree prophecy, and a number of other tribes, their prophecies are very similar. There shall come a time when the earth is sick, and animals and the plants begin to die. And then the Indians will regain their spirit and gather people of all nations, all colors, and beliefs to join together in the fight to save the earth. The Rainbow Warriors. I got a question. How many of you here are Rainbow Warriors? Can I see your hand? I see one here. I see one there. Another one there. Let me ask you something. Is your heart beating? Can I see your hand? Are you breathing today? Do you believe in world peace? Yes. Do you support cleaning up our environment and our foods? Yes. Then there is a good chance that every one of you that just said yes and held up your hands, you're a Rainbow Warrior. Rainbow Warriors, all races, all creeds coming together for the next 7 generations to come. Today, I want to focus on the power of sacred breath and prayer. Every week, Daniel and I put out a post on Facebook and do out email, and it deals with breath. and thoughts. Breath, we're frequency, we're electrical beings. With prayer. I remember being in the Baptist church, and every Wednesday night they have that prayer meeting. Dear Lord Jesus, please help Sister Mary Williams. She got the gout and she couldn't make it here tonight. And then the next week, Lord, please help Sister Mary. She still got the gout and got down. And then the next week, Sister Mary's still down, and her husband, he's sick too now. Problem was, we utter words without heart and without intention. Intention is very important. In Matthew 21st chapter, 22nd verse, it says, all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer believing, you shall receive. I don't believe that was a lie. And then in Mark, therefore I say unto you, whatsoever you desire, when you pray, believing that you receive them, you shall have them. Prayer is believing. It is seeing. It is becoming. It is living. It is part of your breath. And that is power beyond belief. Breath. You're one breath away from hanging out with the Creator. That's it. One heartbeat away from hanging out with the Creator. How important is your breath, and how important is that little electrical system beating inside you? It's everything in this physical body, but you're way beyond that. So when you understand that and you move forward with that, breath is an intentional technique. It is a system. Box breathing, that's used by our Navy SEALs to control. The samurai, when they took their swords, what did they do? They breathed. They took it all the way down to their gut to use that strength, right? Even in the Native American world, the Apaches ran long distance, not on horse. They ran long distances across the desert to share information. But how did they do this? They'd get a mouthful of water, and they controlled their breath, and they ran, and they held it, and it kept them from dehydrating. Think about that. Water in their mouth to help keep them hydrated, and all the breath come through the nose. I want everyone to take a deep breath right now. And I want you to imagine what you need to do, the things that you have laid before you that are coming. How many times we just take a breath and we just sigh? Take the breath with the positive, right intention. The positive intention. That is the change. I wrote about in my book, Dr. Francis Myers, he was a gifted international speaker. He did research, the power of prayer. And Daniel knows well, Daniel started the largest end-of-life care organization with the VA. We had over, I think, 6,600 volunteers, and he co-wrote the protocol that's now used for end-of-life care with the VA system, right back there. Thank you, sir. Looking out for our veterans. Prayer. Magical. Magical. In Guatemala, farmers got together and they prayed over crops here. They didn't pray over the crops here, but they prayed over the crops here. Did they fertilize or do anything different here than they did over there? No. Except prayer. They got together and prayed over the crops. And you know what happened? Whole lot more abundant. The yield was magnificent, time after time, and it put more money in their pockets. They ate better, and they ate healthier. So, we're working as Rainbow Warriors to restore community, to clean the earth. There's so many things that you can put in your yard. When you go to the grocery store and you buy organic food, you have no idea what a joke you're spending your money on. I'm serious. I know the people in the supply business. And they'll go from one grocery store to the Whole Food store to the next store, and everything gets labeled, and it come out of the same box. However, with Mr. Gates and all his wisdom that thinks he has the right to control the weather, no disrespect to anyone, but, you know, they're cloud seeding us. This is proven. The documents are all coming forward. All of our soil has been contaminated with heavy metals, with barium, selenium, and tritium. All of these things are there, aluminum. It's about cleaning up. It's about restoring the earth as the Creator had planned. So you can plant sunflowers. There's 4 or 5 flowers. Hemp, cane. I'm now working with the World Hereditary Council. I was chosen. The magical journey. Creator does have a sense of humor. I started out at a church here. Little peace chief in South Carolina. Took on minority affairs over rights of minorities. And we won. They heard about it, and I spoke at Yankton Sioux Reservation at the Star Knowledge Conference. And then all of a sudden, I had some 70 and 80-year-old stalkers. Grandmothers in their 80s that are brilliant. Grandmother Shoshana is 90 years old. She's the Ghost Wolf, widow of Dr. Robert Ghost Wolf. And they told me I had to write. First of all, she called me up and told me if she was bothering me, she'd hang up. Okay, I'm listening. So she started asking me about things that I said at Star Knowledge and where I got them from. And I said, Creator. It's like that song that played. I wrote it, and I just sat down and started writing. And my wife says, I know you wrote that, but that's not your words. In the Native American world, when you're open to Spirit, when you're open to Creator, it's called being a hollow bone. It's allowing the Creator to flow through you, to be that, to live that, to walk that. Prayer is speaking things into existence, as the Guatemalans spoke that crop into existence. They blessed it, and Creator smiled upon it. Okay? I want you to think about this. And this is Unity Pre-Teachings, I am one with Source now. I am one with Creator now. Said anything I do, you can do even greater if you believe. And we don't because, oh my God, I can't do that. Yeah, argue your limitations. You know what? You got them. You can bet on that. So speak. Here's the thought. Think about this. Speak to the earth. You talk to your animals at home. Do they know that? Do they feel that? Do they respond to that? Daniel loves coming to my place and seeing all the feral cats that used to live in the woods. They all over my porch and everywhere else. I got a feral mama, and my wife makes jokes and calls her the feral queen. She lived in the woods for 3 years. Had a couple litters before I caught her, and I get everybody taken care of. And my brother feeds them well. So when it's dark 30, she's headed in the house. She wants to be in the bed, and she's sitting there waiting on Daddy to get in bed. She's got her own little pillow now. Oh, Daddy, you haven't put the comforter over me. Love is powerful. And what we do here, as I said when I started, the next 7 generations, those children, all of them there, and the generations to come, our decisions and what we do with this earth now is going to affect them, their children, and the grandchildren. So I wrote, I speak to the earth and envision a bountiful crop. Envision your job and your family healthy and living in harmony. My brother and I are daily out there in our garden. And this Wednesday, we're going live with Rainbow Warriors 101 on Zoom. If you want to know about gardening, having a farm, developing, I am bringing leading experts from around the world that is getting away from pesticides, fertilizers, and using those things that are natural that the Creator provided us. All the tools are here. Except man's greed got in the way and corporate profits took away from our health. Autism is at an all-time high, higher than ever in history. What changed? What goes in here? What goes in here? When we were little, and there's a number of older ones in here, how many injections did we get growing up? Got a little measles shot and a couple up. Now they get a couple hundred shots, and one interacts with the next. And we wonder what's wrong with our children, why we have no control. We need to get back to some natural foods, natural living. So in Africa now, with the World Hereditary, there is literally thousands of acres of land that are being reclaimed for the tribes. Bill Gates, with all those vaccines, sterilized thousands and thousands of women unknowingly. And that's sad. That's criminal. And I personally have requested that he be tried before the Hague through the World Hereditary Council. We have attorneys, we have attorney generals. And I could not believe what I walked into when they chose me. And then I found out they had already ran my family ancestry back to the 1590s. It's amazing what the government can do when they want to know who you are. But after the Hopis chose me to carry this sacred bundle, and it has the Mayan engravings on the pipe, and I will have it on display. I don't want anyone to touch it, please. But every major chief in the Midwest, and I don't know who else, has all took part in ceremony with this pipe. They had me bring it to the World Hereditary Council. I did the altar at the 8th fire. They flew in Crazy Horse's pipe. They flew in the World Hereditary Council pipe. And all that was placed on the altar together. That bringing together, that praying over, weaving together. It's like this sweetgrass right here. I can take that and just break it and break it. But when we come together as one, it ain't going anywhere. Hemp rope, it outlasts the nylon commercial stuff. Think about that. Creator provided us the tools that we need to survive. So prayer, once again, is speaking into existence. The Hopi said, a people without faith in themselves cannot survive. Think about that. Without faith, one cannot survive. You, each of you, we are our own medicine. Creator again said, these things I do, you can do, and even greater. Faith believing. What was the key word? Faith believing. Don't doubt, don't limit yourself. What was that scriptural doubt? Some guy named Doubting Thomas. Boy, where did that get him? You know? So while you're sitting there being analytical, thinking about all the ways that something's not going to happen, some guy with a 4th grade education saw a way to make it work, and he saw that little path, and he went and did it. He made it happen. Why? He saw and he believed. So we must start out believing in ourselves. Remember this, prayer is convertible energy. We are electrical beings. When you got a heart problem, what do they put inside you? The sucker got a little pump, got a little battery. Giddy up, giddy up. I think Mr. Brinkley might went through that a time or two when they opened him up. So each of you, I want you to think about this in your breath, in your daily walk, in the things that you do at home. But before you say, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Step away from that. We got this. We got this. We, capital W, capital E. We got this. All one inclusive. So in closing, I want to take this drum I want everyone to place your feet on the floor. And it's not quite as tuned as I'd like for it to be, that humility, the humidity and all, but I want everyone to take a breath, and we're going to do a little heartbeat. Won't you take that breath? Think about that need that you have in your body, that healing that you need, that job, that problem with the family, healing. Where does it start? The heart. So feel Creator flow through you. Be open. That small voice. Hollow bones is not words. It is the feeling of Creator flowing through your bones, giving you the answers. Take a deep breath. Visualize that need. See it happening. Feel Creator flow through you. Those answers are right there. Think about this. The human takes between 22 and 24,000 breaths per day. Per day. That heart keeps going. So as you take that sacred breath, focus on your prayer. Now, we always tell everybody in our little Tuesday mail-outs, do it 3 times a day. But if you do it more often, it's like supercharge, nitro for your system. Native Americans had it right. Being lined with Creator, being that open vessel for Creator, being that hollow bones, that words flow through you. Those answers are there till we put that in the way of that. So guys, I'm going to ask you consciously this week, next week, and the week to come, think about that heartbeat. Think about that sacred breath. Think about that intention. A prayer is a conscious, willful intention. A conscious, willful intention if we're open to Creator. We only got an X number of those, and our time is done. And then we get to go to the star people. Creator does have a sense of humor. Can you feel the love and the energy shift in this room right now? I mean, it's like a whole new level of energy in here. Thank you, Creator, for this day. Thank you for allowing us to share. Thank you for allowing us to be together as one. No one greater, no one less, but all being as one. And with that, I want to thank the Eagle for the sight that has been given us in this lesson today. And may we still rise above the pitfalls here on earth. And may we walk doing no harm and damage to the Mother Earth, but to be as the wolf and to be as the bear, that we all here in this congregation, we look out for one another. We all are family. Whether you be 2-legged, 4-legged, the winged creatures, the creepy crawlers, or those that swim. We're all part of creation. All part of creation. None greater, none less. Think about that. None greater, none less. And each of us have our own role. Does that not feel good? So when you go home, the grass, the trees. You know, Daniel used to make fun of me. Old hippie. And he still does. There you go. An old hippie who found his way on the red road as a Native American. Creator does have a sense of humor. The many lives that some of us get to live in one life. But when you're able to go back and look and to see and to be part of, it allows us that growing opportunity to be as one. Reverend Karen, thank you for allowing me to be here this day. I appreciate all of you guys here. I love you. And again, keep your focus like the buffalo on those things that is of spirit. And with that, Creator, we give thanks. Aho.
Before you go away, in unity we have a blessing, so I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. Chief Mel Standing Eagle.
Chief Mel Standing Eagle.
We love you. We bless you. We bless the beautiful work you do. We appreciate you. We behold the divine you are. You are. Namaste, my friend.
Thank you one and all for allowing me the privilege and the honor to come back home. 48 years, in this beautiful creature right here. Since the day I met her and Jim, y'all have always been special. We've been communicating on and off through the years. Some things just don't change. Again, thank you.
Thank you for being here. Yes.